Frank, your career spanned 14 seasons. Talk about how you saw the game differently as a veteran versus the first couple years in the NBA.
Well, I saw it from the bench, quite frankly, as a veteran, Kevin.
Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on now. I know that's not altogether true.
I think the game just slows down. You start to understand that there is a tempo and a rhythm, not only to any given quarter, but any given game and any given season. So it's really, Kevin, about the idea of it slowing down. And I did sit on the bench. That is
a little bit.
14's still a good number.
But it turned out well for you.
Well, I get to sit next to you.
Well, it's a lot of fun. You're right. It's a lot of fun. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverley. And it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac at the 5 down low. Now here's James. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Here's Leonard. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they paid a price.
LeBron drives in, and Davis wide open. He shoots, knocks down the 3 ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. George double teamed. Back to Beverly. There's JaVale McGee with the rebound.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
LeBron passes to Davis. He doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Morris. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Green finds Davis, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And when AD takes off from the ground for alley-oops like this one, it really demoralizes the opponent.
Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers in their last game, a loss to the Rockets. Davis against Leonard. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And so far, the team just 1 of 5 in that rim shrinking.
Paul George with the steal. The Clippers again turning it over. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris. The Lakers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
And it's Beverly missing. Lakers leading by 7. The drive by James. There's the pass to Davis. Fader on the way to the paint. And it's slammed in by Davis.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Racking up the points down low. Well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Anthony Davis is second.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Well, you're building a team. The foundation starts here. Big men who can dominate a game offensively in the low post. Every franchise would like to have one, and this is the cream of the crop.
First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. George against Green. George looking over the floor. Drills it from outside.
That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely. Great release. And big-time shot there.
The drive by James. Left side, Davis. James against Morris. And James throws it down hard.
Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
And he can extend the lead to double digits.
There's There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Man, he's got that touch working tonight, shooting the ball very well to start this one.
And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
His dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Now here is George and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
Here's Davis, and he uses the glass on the layup. Davis has got 9 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. Here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Here's Leonard. Passes it to George. Here's Beverly. Guarded by Green. 6 to shoot. Back to Beverly. Takes a 3.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Outside for Davis. The Clippers grab the miss. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
That mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
Leonard, they get it again. Tries it again. No good from Zubac.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
The Lakers have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
Well, AD is such a soft-spoken guy. He does a lot of work in the offseason to improve every facet of his game, and then steps in with tremendous confidence every season to show off all the hard work that he's put in.
Outside, George goes up from the top of the key. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the Los Angeles Lakers. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And don't go away.
I always feel like I've got it. Always.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late game situations.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Lakers 5 right now. Davis is out there with Howard. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Caruso in at the shooting guard.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
LeBron kicks to Howard. Back to LeBron. Loads it up for Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Well, there's no way that LeBron James is not going to come in and dictate the tempo of this game. Just keeps his eyes up and drops a nice dime there.
Leonard with the ball. And it's Howard picking him up. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Kawhi Leonard. And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of Angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, Maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
Landry Shamit's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Leonard. That shot, no good. Smith with some nice D. And LeBron throws it down.
Oh, you know, Davis, and he knows, is going to draw the attention of multiple defenders, and that time connects with a teammate to get it done.
That's a floater go, and Davis sends it back. James right side. And they double up James. And it's Davis finishing it off.
There has to be some alteration in the game plan, but I don't think it's enough to shut down AD.
Clippers trail by 15. And the Clippers call time here. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Markieff Morris is checked in for Davis. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Smith. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Alex Caruso.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And stolen by LeBron. Jumps up. And LeBron throws it down hard.
LeBron James and his basketball instincts are absolutely incredible. How about that one there?
Clippers trail by 19. Here's Leonard to halt the run, and he lays it up and in. Leonard's got 14.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Lobbed up there for Howard, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
I think that's Dwight Howard's favorite play. He loves going up for the oop. Outstanding chemistry between him and his teammate there.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Pass to Leonard. The fadeaway, and James pulls it down. LeBron's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And finished off by LeBron.
Somebody didn't get the memo. You left a clear lane for LeBron James.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for him. Waiters gets a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got assist number 7 for him tonight.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been off.
Lakers leading by 22. Pass to Kuzma. It's stolen by Morris. Williams against Waiters. From 11 feet away.
Well, that's where he is just a force. Such a great internal clock in terms of his timing to go up and block those shots, Kevin.
A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Green, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Lou Williams. And the basket by Jackson.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Waiters for 3, and another 3 for the Lakers.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
The Clippers shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Jackson has the open look. Off target from 3-point range.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Reggie Jackson, and I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Anthony Davis comes in for Morris. And Tavius Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Green in for Waiters.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Here's George. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Outside, Green. Davis in the corner. Over Morris. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 19 points, 9 assists, and 2 steals. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
What's clear so far is LeBron's combination of power and athleticism is still largely unmatched. Whether he's operating with the back to the basket, driving, in transition, his physical superiority usually wins out.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been a clinic out there by James.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in a point guard. Here's Davis, and right away they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Davis has got 20 points.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Up their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Green, the pass to Caldwell-Pope, and it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George, just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
That one drops for him. George has got 5 points so far.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Caldwell-Pope with a wide-open look. No good with the triple.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Here's Beverly. No good that time. Excellent D that time there from McGee. And they double up LeBron. Davis. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 22 points for Anthony Davis. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, you know, there are some players who are playing crew, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams. He's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great games.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Up the floor. Finished off the break. Davis has got 7 now in this quarter. Now Leonard. 17 points in the game. Pulls up. High post. Off the left rim and out.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
LeBron is doubled. Back to Caldwell Pope. Beverly against LeBron. Outside, Davis. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Down low, and the slam dunk by McGee.
I love the unselfishness, and you know coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
And it's Beverly missing.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
On the trade for Anthony Davis, a risk for the Lakers, but they feel, Greg, that both sides will find an extension this offseason.
There is mutual interest from both sides. Lakers made the trade, confident Davis would resign. A bit of a leap of faith, but the Lakers did everything they could to secure Davis long term.
It's George on the wing. Here's Leonard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Anthony Davis. The Clippers also changing it up. Landry Shamit's checked in for Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly.
And the three-pointer, a big part of KCP's game. About half his shots come from out there.
The shot by George, wide open. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark, and it's the Lakers' ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. We've got a chance here, so let's now look at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The league's stingiest team. In third, the Lakers.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Alex Caruso, he's checked in for the Lakers. Quinn Cook comes in for Green. Now, here is George. Defense is right there. There's Jackson with the 3. No good. Shot missing. And it's the Lakers the other way.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Offensive rebound, Leonard. 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
Well, Leonard taking initiative right now, has a good sense for where the misses are coming off the rim, and he's there ahead of time.
And the wide open shot from Morris. Drops in the tray. Morris has got his first 3 points of the game.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
A 3 from Leonard. The Lakers with the rebound. James has got his 5th rebound in this one. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Jackson drives in, and yes, it's good.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Now the pass to Cook. And here's Kuzma. He's covered by Leonard. Stolen by Jackson from deep three-point range, and the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers sitting on a lead of 40 points at the end of the quarter. Terrific play. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Morris is out there with Kyle Kuzma, and it's LeBron James, and it's Caruso in at the small forward position. That's the Laker 5. The feed to James, hammers the alley-oop through.
That looked easy. 2 of the easier points for LeBron James in this ball game.
The Clippers shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. J.R. Smith's checked in for Cook. J.R. Smith. Outside Williams. Clippers moving the ball around. Jackson finds Williams. Back to Jackson. Here's Shamet. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
That was something else.
With a burst of speed, LeBron turning on the Jets, getting past the D, and the big hammer.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Kept alive. Can't hit from in close.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
The three from LeBron, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Goes up to the stripe, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Pretty good mid-range player there. The touch from Lou Williams, especially on those kind of jumpers, that one's on the money.
Passes to Kuzma, stolen by Jackson. Over LeBron, and he's finally able to knock one down. And that's now 6 points for Reggie Jackson. To the left side wing, back to James. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Kuzma. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubats has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Williams' shot is off. Lakers have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And it goes down 2 points. That's now 32 points for LeBron.
Just looks so easy for LeBron James, a powerhouse who could score from anywhere.
Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets in a foul trouble. See the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the summer league where you can stay on the court for 10 fouls as elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's good for the game so that star players or meaningful players, ones that play specifically on defense, they have to have responsibility for what it is that they're doing on the floor. And if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing that way.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Howard's checked in for Markieff Morris. Dudley comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Waiters in for Alex Caruso. When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes. in the league that the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Nice shot by Smith.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
On its way from Dudley for 2. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Magruder. Pass to Patterson. He kicks it to Jackson. Knocked loose. Back to Patterson. A 3-ball. And James pulls it down.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, as good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Lakers.
Oh, yes, sir.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans